Hello everyone, this is Chief Thompson. I met today with the Sentinel Top 3 Executive Committee here on Langley. And Sergeants Worrell, Gould, Hill, and Hose, I believe is the way she says her name. Hope that's not wrong. Anyway, we talked about their goals and some expectations I have for them. And the conversation evolved into something that I wanted to talk to you about as a wing. Private orgs. What do you guys think about private orgs in the Air Force? I know most of my peers that grew up in the Air Force with private orgs. We didn't have 5.6s back in the day, but when we became a senior NCO, our chiefs told us, you better get over there to the top 3 and you better be involved in an executive committee of some kind, because on your EPR it has to say that. You have to show that leadership, etc. So that type of box checking mentality, kind of, in my opinion, took away from the true meaning of why I would be part of that organization. Depending on where I was, some of them were great top 3s and some were not so great, but almost all of them focused on what's called Robert's Rules. And you go to the meeting and it's, basically the meeting is called to order and there are all these rules for the agenda and how you bring up a motion. And the reason why we have to do that, and someone, make a comment here if I'm wrong, but I think the reason legally we have to do that is because these are private orgs that raise money. And they maintain about $1,000. I think you can't go over $1,000 in the account. They maintain that money, so there has to be rules. Legal makes you go by a set of rules, standardization. I think it takes away from the reason why we have these private orgs. If you have private orgs to develop airmen, to network professionally, we spend 45 minutes talking about the Treasury report and t-shirt sales and when do we start the barbecue on Friday. There's nothing wrong with any of that. All that fundraising is for a great cause. But I would contend that because we focus so much on it, you're literally talking about 3/4 of the meeting that is solely based on things that, why not start off the meeting if you don't go away from a private org, which invariably I don't think many people would go away from it because that's a paradigm that's rock solid in this Air Force. Why not spend 45 minutes talking about airman issues? You had a completed suicide last week. You want to talk to your brothers and sisters in arms and you want to get advice from them. You want maybe get some help. There's an off-base counselor that Joe from CE knows about that he wants to tell Susie from the MSG about. That's the kind of networking and love shared by senior NCOs in this type of environment. But as I said, invariably, the meeting is all about Robert's Rules and committees and whatnot. So I know it sounds like I'm being negative and critical of these private orgs, but I lived it. I grew up in that paradigm. So what I'm saying is I'm challenging those private orgs. I challenge that Sentinel Top 3 today. Why not stop being a private org? Why not stop raising money? Why not focus on being, they said, the Senior Enlisted Council? Focus on that. Focus on developing the character of your subordinates. And if it's not a private org, that could be a place of duty for your senior NCOs once a month. Thoughts? What do you guys think? Thanks a lot. Have a good weekend.